Hello and welcome to the Cause Cafe, a place where you'll learn how to effectively and successfully market your nonprofit in a digital world. Melanie and Christine are serving up fresh ideas to help you build and energize donors and volunteers.
Everybody, so this is Melanie, Miss Siki, and I'm here with my friend Christine.
Hi.
Bowman. And we are the founders of the Cause Cafe, and you are watching the Cause Cafe podcast, or maybe you're watching the video. We don't know. Could be either one. This is episode 50005.
Yes.
Did we come up with a cool name for it? I forgot to write that down before we started.
Video Mojo.
There we go. Video Mojo. You guys just
New
saw that
title.
happen. All right, Video Mojo. So we talk about video a lot. So we thought we would just do one podcast that kind of just really covers super simple, basic: who, what, when, where, why, how.
Yep.
And then you can get started.
Yes.
So without further ado, we are going to cover who. So I think this might be one of the things that people struggle with most. They know they should be doing video, but they're like, who are we going to film? And
like, what's the story?
Yeah, how are we going to do this? And I don't want to be seen on camera.
Yeah, we hear that one a lot.
Yes, I know. I think that's one of the reasons people never get started. They never get past that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They think it needs to be perfect.
Right.
They think that...
Not perfect.
No. I'm still wearing the same thing from last episode. This is not perfect. But you get in your own head and then you don't do anything. And then it's a year later and you're like, crud, I know they were telling us we should have been doing video. Just start doing it.
Just start doing it. And I know probably some staff members and you know, maybe even some other, you know, folks that you work with are going to be resistant and push back a little. But you can make it fun. I mean, that's what I do. I mean, I usually, when I record people, I will start out just asking them some fun questions. Just have a list of a couple fun human interest questions, and I just push the little record button in my hand. Because by the way, little tip: if you're using your phone now, mine's an Apple, Melanie's is a Samsung, but with the Apple phone, you can put your earbuds in the jack and use the little plus and minus sign to start your video.
I am a little jealous of that.
And nobody knows that. So you could just have it, you know, propped up. I'm
going to try that because maybe you can do that on a Samsung.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Check that out. So you can just have it, you know, propped up on this, and then your cord, and you're just holding your cord, and you just start talking. And you're just talking in general, like, here's what we're doing, here's what's going on. And I keep forgetting that some people are listening, so I need to describe things instead of just saying, and then you do like this.
Right. Yeah.
But what I was holding up was just a little tripod stand that you can hook your phone to, plug in the earbuds, and then just hold it and start asking those questions.
Right. And if you guys just saw that or hearing that and you're like, what is this thing? How do I get it? We'll put a link in there for the tripods, because I have gone through a few with crappy legs. So we will kind of save you from all of that because it's super frustrating.
It is.
So yeah, we'll put that link in there so you can see where you can Amazon it, because I get everything on Amazon.
TV. We like to plug.
Yeah, so the moral of that is just do. Now, here's another thing, because we have people at mine, the nonprofit that I work for, the ED especially, hates it when people just like pop the phone up or whatever. So do be respectful to people. If someone's giving a really heartfelt, you know, speech in a meeting or sharing a story, and then you just kind of pop your phone up in front of them, and that's not cool. It pulls them off track of whatever that they're saying, and it's just don't do that.
Don't do it.
It's like the paparazzi thing. And it's just not the right thing to do. There's some things that are private moments and special moments, and that kind of ruins it and takes the value away. And there's some things that are only for you and the team to hear, or the individual and whoever that's happening to. I mean, so don't take away from those moments. Yeah. So figure out a better way to capture your story than impromptu paparazzi, no good. So.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, the best thing that you can do is just let people know up front in advance. I'm going to be recording.
Is that
all the time?
Yes.
You know, when you're talking. So you probably won't even realize I'm recording. I'm going to be recording a lot. And if that's something like we're at a meeting and you look at me, decide on a sign, timeout, whatever, give me the sign so I know that this is a moment not to record, then I will totally respect that. You just need to let people know that you are looking for opportunities to record all the time and just to start doing it, but with respect.
Yeah. So here's used to work for an attorney. So here's the legal side coming out. You always want to make sure too that you have consent forms.
Yes.
So for photo and video release.
Mm-hmm.
Photo release does not cover video unless it specifies that it does. So in the organization that I work with, the employees automatically already have one. The volunteers automatically already have them. It's part of our volunteer intake process, and we let them know if for some reason they absolutely do not want to be recorded, then we make that aware to whoever's doing the recording, this person, we don't have a video consent on them, so we cannot use anything that they appear in. And be very diligent on that when you're doing your cutting and editing, because you have to respect that as is a legal issue. And then also, because we work with homeless families, we have them on the residence as well. So it is a little bit more difficult for us to share our story as far as with who we are helping, because not everyone has a photo or video release consent on them. So have that and be respectful, and just know, you guys, that is a huge, huge, huge liability, which none of you can afford a lawsuit in that area, because everybody thinks from the outside that nonprofits have all this money that they can sue you and get. And if you're in the inside of the nonprofit, you know that is not the case.
Yes.
So just have your ducks in a row. And I had someone ask me the other day, or I saw online, that they're like, well, what if you're filming in public or whatever? Do you have to get photo consents on the people that are behind you or whatever? And I'm like, yes. Or just don't do that. Film on your own property where you know everything's covered, but just be mindful, because I do see that as an area eventually people are going to get lawsuit happy. They're going to be in the background of some viral video and want their cut.
Yeah.
So just let's be ahead of the game and play it safe and do it right.
Yeah. And we will add a photo video release form on the off chance that you don't already have one to our show notes.
Yes.
So you can download that.
But do have your legal team go through it. We are not responsible for anything that you use. For us, we're just giving you kind of a template or an idea to start with, but run it through your legal team and figure out what else if you need. Because also it could be a state-specific laws we don't even know about. So we're in Arizona. We don't know that it's going to work for your state, but if you need a starting point, get that. Okay. Yeah, back to our regularly scheduled message. Okay.
Yes.
So who? So when we think about who to video, I mean, your volunteers, even your donors, especially your major donors. One avenue we're looking at is asking the major donors if they were willing to tell their story about why it was important for them to be in a partnership with us. I think that's so important.
Yes. And I love what you do. Melanie has this big whiteboard. We've mentioned it before.
Yes, the whiteboard.
Or just even if you can take notes on your phone, but you need a place, like a reservoir.
I call it a parking. It's my parking lot.
Yeah.
One day I will get to this idea. So the parking lot is divided between different things. So I have one big parking lot board.
That's a good analogy.
But there will be one column is video ideas. So they go up there. Another column is my strategy. So one day when we get our stuff together, we're going to roll this out and it's going to be amazing. Because otherwise you have that moment of brilliance, and then the phone rings and 700 emails come in, and there's a fire over here in the social services office, literally. And the day just gets away from you, and then the years get away from you, and you never got to do that thing that was such a great idea.
But that's where she records her great video ideas. I have a little journal. I love all things digital, but that's the one place where I put my ideas is in my journal, and I keep it by my nightstand. And sometimes I wake up with some crazy video idea or other marketing strategy, and it will be gone. Yeah, guaranteed.
You think it's going to be there. Yeah. It won't.
And the other thing, just side note, I use, when I'm driving, it seems like I'm on the road a lot, going in between clients and events. And so I always pop my phone and just have the app up that I can do voice memos. And again, I have an Apple phone, an iPhone. So I just have that up. And as I think of ideas, like I've written poetry in the car.
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, when I have ideas, I'm just like, all right, just say it. Just start talking. And as I talk, I get more thoughts and more ideas to substantiate where I'm going. And then I just come back later and just, transcribe it. I'm sure there's an app for that I have.
Probably is.
haven't discovered yet. So if you know of one, please email me.
Yes. So true story with my parking lot list. When I very first started working with the nonprofit that I was helping, they weren't doing any video at the time. And of course, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to be doing video. So I started putting down all these ideas as I'm learning about the nonprofit and what they're doing, and volunteer groups. I had been with this nonprofit for like 20 years, like this quilter group. I'm like, there's a story there. There's a story there. There's a story there. So I just started making this big list of videos that honestly, I was like, I'm never going to get to these because there were so many other fires to put out. Well, lo and behold, about 60 days in, I literally had this group come in off the street, a group of high school students that ran, and this is a great resource for you if you're watching or listening to this. There's a high school near us that ran an internship program. It was an after-school program that these kids could be part of to learn how to do videos for businesses. And we found out that they were struggling getting clients because no one wants some high schooler doing their videos. But I'm like, I would love to have your high schoolers come. They can film whatever they want. So they bring literally studio equipment, booms, lights, everything. And part of the class is for them to literally treat you like a client. So they have a business card and they have to schedule and they have to follow up and all this stuff. So I was able to give them, I was like, you can pick from any of these. And then they were able to pick the project that most resonated with the people. They usually go in teams of like anywhere from 3 to 4 students. So they got to pick the stories that most resonated with them. And then they went out and filmed my stuff for free. So obviously we promote the crap out of them as much as we can. And then also they can add that to their portfolio. So now they have a little bit of a better chance to go get another business client.
Plus you have someone else, like a group of other people telling your story.
Yes.
Your nonprofit
and they're telling
story.
it from their eyes, which I absolutely love, because the way we see what we're doing is completely different once you start doing these videos than the way your volunteer does, or even your secretary does, or everyone has a different beautiful picture of what it is that you're doing. But if I had not had that parking lot list, how long would that have taken to put into action?
Right. I got to brainstorm. I got to get my team together.
What would be best? We need to come to bat. This is our one shot. No. So be prepared.
Moral of the story, be prepared.
Be prepared.
And check into your local high schools and colleges and universities to see if they have a program.
If they need, projects to work on. Yeah, that's a great one. So we were talking about who.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think we mentioned this on the last podcast because we mentioned video a little bit. Your frequently asked questions are a great place to start. What are the calls that you get all the time? What is the question you're tired of answering because it's on the website? Start with that one.
Yes.
And thank us later. Because then it's done and out of the way and you can just direct people to the website.
Exactly.
People don't like to read anymore.
Nope.
Have you noticed that?
I don't read. I read for fun, fiction, historical fiction, if you want to know. Yes. But I read very little. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm a big consumer of podcasts and listen to talk radio. I don't even listen to music hardly anymore. I love music.
Oh, I do.
I love it. But I'm just like my time. I want to learn. There's so much out there to just stay on top of what's happening in the marketing landscape. So I have a tendency to listen to a lot of podcasts, and I don't.
I think a lot of people are visual too nowadays, especially if you're explaining something. Like I can't tell you how many times I'm trying to fix something if my husband's not around, and I'm like, I'm just going to Google it and I'm going to watch somebody do it.
Yep, same.
That's what I do. So utilize that. If there's, anything that you're doing, any part of the process that you do, videotape it, because what you find in any industry, I find this, because you think it's boring and you take it for granted because you see it every day, this is the opportunity for you to give the outside world like a peek inside.
And they love that.
They love it. Mm-hmm. They love it because they're not allowed, for example, like you're not allowed to go in our donation center unless you're a donation center employee. Mm-hmm. But I can take a camera in there so you can see what it looks like, because now they're like, oh my gosh, think of reality TV. Like, people love that stuff. They eat it up.
And I think there's a lot of nonprofits out there. I've worked with a couple who, there's a selection process of how you select someone to receive a grant or money or help. And the process of at least the 2 nonprofits that I have done work for in the past, it was amazing how they went through this unique process. Mm-hmm. And as I'm sitting here thinking, I thought, gee, no brainer. We should have videotaped that so that people could see that especially think about from a sponsor, a business, someone who's going to be giving you a lot of money, a big chunk of change. It's kind of nice for them to see that it's it's, transparent. And that's really important in the nonprofit world, is your transparency. And so you can help perpetuate that by using video.
Right. And it doesn't have to be, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but it doesn't have to be professional quality either. People think, oh, if I'm going to shoot my office, then we need to have like those students with the professional cameras. No, because that's not relatable. Okay. This isn't a TV commercial. This is social media. This is us here in a bedroom, just getting to know each other. It doesn't need to be full on out.
No.
Even when I worked for an attorney, that was our biggest thing. Like, let's just be relatable. Let's not be the typical attorney.
Right.
Let's just be my neighbor, the attorney.
Yes.
That's
and
cool.
they did well with it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It went really great. So I think we got you on who, and we kind of went a little bit into what too. We covered that, like different topics that I cannot stress enough, just journaling ideas. Maybe you and for us, it's our development team, have a meeting, and that whole meeting is just shooting out ideas.
Yeah. And a really fun way to do that, if you're looking for a practical way to do that, I use this in my branding workshops, is just, start with a few key ideas and put them on a big Post-it note and stick them on the wall and give everyone a pen and a pencil and just have them go from, Post-it note to Post-it note and write their thoughts and then go back again and again. And by the time you cycle around that 2 or 3 times, you're building on each other's storylines and ideas. And because it's hard to start cold sometimes. So you're going to want to have some prompts for your team.
I love that idea.
Thank you.
And what a team building activity.
Yeah.
I love it. That was a bonus. Okay, when are you going to shoot these videos? Well, here's the thing, folks. If we don't schedule it, it's just not going to happen.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. So I always recommend setting a goal and be realistic. You're not going to get off this podcast and tomorrow be like, I'm going to do a video a day for the next. You're not going to do a video a day for the next 10 days. Let's just set a goal to say in the next 7 days, I'm going to do a video and put it in your calendar. I'm doing this half hour, this hour on this day. We're shooting a video. And guess what? You're unavailable. Your phone is off the hook. Your cell phone is off. Your door's closed. Your window's covered. Like, you're on lockdown.
I think another way to be really effective in shooting video is even maybe to set aside half a day and try to, just pound out 2 or 3 videos.
That's a super smart way to do it.
Because then you're just building a library. You're not going to release all those videos at one time, but you are going to have video available when when you're busy with other things, events and annual reports.
You're going to have content.
You're going to have your content. Yes. So I would just set aside probably maybe 2 days a month, half day, and those are your video days, and get everyone lined up, get everything set and ready to go, and shoot.
Book everyone that you need to have on the video for sure. I love that idea. The other thing that's great about having this type of content, it's being ready for opportunities you don't even know that are coming your way. Once we had some video to pull from, and again, now we have these students and we have other volunteers that are coming forward with those same talents, they're able to take all this content that we've started to have on an ongoing basis. We put it all in the same place electronically. And now all these other volunteers have all that to pull from to whatever project they're working on. So now you've just dominoed the efforts that you're having. But if we didn't have any of that content, and they might not be using the voice at all, they might just be using the film. There was one where I was going in and showing the internal structure of one of our houses because we always have families in the houses you don't get to see. So we had a staged house, and I just went through walking with my cell phone and just filmed the whole house. And I just kind of went through. I'm not a great video editor, but I knew at some time and some point there would be somebody that could do something with that. And you know what? It's one of the most used pieces when they need B-roll or whatever. They pull it out of that. So
thank you for saying that. That's a really important component. Yeah, the sun's going down, and so we're getting as much natural light. But that's a really important term that Melanie used, B-roll. It's a term that is used to just like a beautiful, footage that you're filming of, your organization or your people, waving behind the desk. And it does require a little bit of staging, and it does require pretty good lighting. So if you're in a place where there's some good natural light, utilize that. But you may also, if you're going to do a lot of video, I think it'd be really smart to invest in a few key things. We talked about, a desktop tripod, but you're going to want to I'm getting ahead, but you're going to want to, have a regular tripod to put your phone on, your smartphone on, and but really lighting. Yeah, we didn't set up our lighting today, and you can tell. So the lighting kits, you can get them for like $125. They're really great to have, really easy to set up, and it just changes everything.
Nice.
So
when you get to that point, don't feel you got to get off this podcast and we need all this equipment, and your financial director freaks out on you.
Yeah, that's kind of like that's just the next level is getting some of that B-roll.
Long-term thinking in advance, just kind of put it in your plan.
Yeah, because you're going to want to use it for PR, all kinds of stuff. It's a great thing to have.
Right. You'll use it for a ton of stuff. Where are you going to use these videos, Christine? Where can you use all these videos?
Oh my goodness. Thank you for asking, Melanie. I love the fact we really are
turning blue, people. If you're watching this, we're Smurfs now. Ooh,
yeah.
Better scoot forward. Better lighting.
All right.
There we go.
So, every social platform. You can use video on every social platform. You can email your video.
Yes. I love that.
You can, segment out certain sections of your database based on what your video is about. If it's something that's relevant to them, you could send them this and just like, here's a sneak peek. We want you to see this. And who wouldn't love that, to keep them engaged and knowing and loving what you do as a nonprofit. The other way I would probably want to use video would be even to just like internally in my office. I think we underuse like a video loop on a television, just setting in your entry in your office where people can just kind of hear the story, see what's going on. And again, just, people want to know that decisions they make are good decisions. And anytime you can reinforce that, even in a video, say that someone already is a big donor or a small donor, and they happen to come to your office for any reason, or they're taking a tour because they're a prospective donor. If they're coming in and they're seeing like, this is where my money is going, or this is where my money that I've donated in 2017, what's happening with it, I feel so good about the decision I made. I made a smart decision. So reinforce that anytime you can. And video is a good tool.
Right. A couple other places that we have used it in the past too, we use videos in our newsletter.
Yeah.
So we'll put ones in there. We also use it very strategically. So this is a little strategy tip if you're watching this going, or listening like, okay, how do I do that? So one of the things that you want to make sure whenever you're uploading video to social media platforms, and it's going to sound like I'm going in a different direction, but hang tight for a minute, is you want to natively upload everything to that platform. So for example, like the biggest thing not to do, don't upload a video to YouTube and then share the YouTube link over to Facebook. It won't go anywhere. They're not going to share it. Those two compete. So natively upload everything, meaning take the video off your phone and upload it directly to Facebook. And take that same video off your phone or wherever it's at and upload it into YouTube. Like do them all separately so they have their each separate location. Now, the reason we pull the ones from Facebook or in our newsletter from Facebook is because anytime you use a video that's natively placed in Facebook and you pull it from Facebook somewhere, it tracks that audience. So this is great because
good tip.
Yes, because you can actually track audiences on websites that aren't yours, newsletters that aren't yours. It doesn't matter. It's just tracking who's watching it. So as we mentioned in the last one, you can turn around and retarget these people.
Yes.
So
the last one being episode 0004.
Yeah. Go back to that one. We talk a lot about retargeting, or a good chunk about retargeting and the importance of why. But you can use that audience and create that audience, and that's just going to give you more people to get in front of through retargeting. So we use it for the newsletter. The other thing that we can use it internally for, and this has been such a time saver on our volunteer coordinator, is we actually did a video tutorial. So it's not where you're looking at faces, but where we're actually video recording the screen. And we went through the whole process of how to sign up and how to clock in and clock out on our volunteer software.
Smart.
So that when we have a new volunteer, we just shoot them that video in the welcome packet, and it literally walks them through creating their account for the volunteer sign-up software and how to clock in and clock out and all that stuff, click by click. I can't tell you how many hours that saves my volunteer coordinator sitting down with every single volunteer, showing them how to set up. It's just done. So you can do those for employees. We've done them videos like that. How to set up a Facebook fundraiser for us. Again, a click-by-click video. This is how you set up a Facebook fundraiser for House of Refuge. And click by click, we show them how to do it. Again, it's not going to go crazy viral, but any way you can make it easier for people to help you, they will appreciate it.
Or give you money.
Yes.
And honestly, can you see how much we love video and why?
Yes.
And something I want to bring up that I just discovered this week. I'm so excited about it. So engagement increases on Facebook if you do closed caption, right? So if you have the little script below the video of what you're talking about.
Oh, subtitles.
Subtitles.
Also referred to as subtitles.
Yes.
Do not put a video on Facebook without subtitles.
Yeah, it's so important. And so everything's going to just jump up in relevancy and just engagement and everything if you have the subtitles or closed caption.
You know why that is?
Why?
98% of people watch videos with the sound off.
I don't put the sound on
So
unless
they're
I'm
reading,
interested.
but it counts as views and it boosts your engagement. But same thing, if there's no video, unless they're doing something silly where I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I'll turn the sound on. But otherwise, that's why. So
That makes sense because that's what I do as a consumer of Facebook. I will watch the video and I can read the subtitles. And if it's something I'm interested in, then I'll go back and turn the volume on
and rewind it. I'll rewind it and watch the
too.
rest again. Yeah.
I will too.
Yep.
So that's the reason. But here's the cool tip, all right? You're not getting this anywhere but at the Cause Cafe. So here's the cool tip that I learned. I'm like, how do you get the subtitles? Because if you upload it to YouTube, and that's where you go to have it help you do the subtitles, if you don't want to pay someone to listen and transcribe the whole thing, how do you get the subtitles and not have it be a YouTube link that you put on Facebook that Facebook's not going to like? How do you do that? And so I figured out there's a little teeny tiny icon, but once you go through the process of getting the subtitles, typing them in as you're listening, it's really simple to do. And when you type, it stops. YouTube stops. And
back it up because you're losing me too.
Okay.
So, are you uploading right now to YouTube or
I
Facebook?
upload to YouTube
Okay, so
away.
she's talking about YouTube.
Yes, sorry. So you're on YouTube and they have this closed caption or subtitles section. You click it and basically you listen while you're typing. As you're typing the subtitles, it'll time it automatically with the mouth movement, and you can correct any misspellings or do anything you need, and then set it. All right, then it's set, and I do it in a private mode, so it's not out there in public on YouTube. Then there's this little teeny icon down at the very, very bottom in Video Manager that allows you then to download an MP4 file. So it's not a link from YouTube.
Okay.
It's like a native original file, video file, without YouTube's association with it. And I just figured that out.
Okay. So if you're not going to YouTube first, just so
Yes.
that you know, you can still do the same thing in
You
Facebook.
can.
So if you were just going to upload a video straight to Facebook, once you have it uploaded with your title and everything, and I teach this in my workshops too, go back in there and optimize it, meaning you have your headline, your description, your tags, all that stuff. There's another section where it's, I think it says advanced or something. Just click on it, don't get scared, and then it'll ask you if you want to generate the subtitles.
I was scared. So clearly that's why I
just
went
hit generate, and it's going to put what it thinks you said, and then you're going to have to go line by line and edit it to what you actually said, save, and you're good to go. Your subtitles are on Facebook.
All right.
So that there is a second step to uploading to Facebook.
Yes.
You can also do that with your live video. So once the video goes live and it's past that point of where, hey, we're processing your video or whatever, go back in, optimize it, and add your subtitles.
Hit the advanced.
Yeah, go in there and
So
do
I thought I was brilliant, and then I figured something out, but then Melanie
I didn't know you could do that on
Melanie
YouTube, though.
just explained to me, no, you just do it right in Facebook. Okay, that's good. That's good too.
But it's good. It's good either way. The other place that you want to make sure that you're using videos is on your website, especially if you are doing the frequently asked questions. Yes, you have all the explanations on
But
there,
also have the
but then also have a video, okay? Because some people are going to want to read, some people are going to want to watch. And the videos are going to keep them on your website longer, so it's going to increase your stickiness and reduce your bounce rate, and that's all great for SEO.
Sticky is good.
Yeah, so hopefully we didn't just lose people with their like, what's sticky? Oh, it's going to keep them there longer, which is good for you. That's what you want. Longer's better. Anywhere else? So Instagram, you can use videos, just little short ones.
Little short ones.
Yeah, so those are great for like, I don't know, like little demonstrations. I always think if you have like a pet charity or something, like how cute to just introduce each little animal or whatever. I don't know. Did you like my little animal dance? I don't know what that was. If you're watching the video, you're like, what did she just do? I don't know.
It's the animal dance.
Yeah. Or just maybe a little section of a process. I don't know. Get creative with that, but have some videos on there because they're pretty great. They're great engagement. The videos are so. And I don't see a ton on there, which is great. So anytime you're doing something a little bit different, you're going to stand out in a good way. So do that. Why? Oh my gosh, we could beat this one to death. You just need to be there. you have to go. The whole industry is going towards video.
Yeah. People do not want to do business with businesses. People don't want to give money to a nonprofit name or an organization. People do want to do business or give money to people.
And to impact people.
Yeah.
To impact something.
And so just, a static image with a headline and, maybe some benefits or features is just not going to cut it anymore. People want to engage and know you and see you and are you real? And this is a true story. So a number of years ago, I thought I was going to be going to Japan for some business, and that didn't happen, which I was a little sad about. That's okay, another story. And but in preparation, I had to kind of go through this training of how they do business in Japan and really along the Pacific Rim and how it's so different than it is in the U.S. We're all about, let's just get to business, right? Let's just get on it and go home. But in Japan, it's just a beautiful, actually, experience where you spend a lot of time actually meeting after meeting. You go out socially. You do a lot together. And you never talk about business, not once. Not once. And because the Japanese want to know who you are. They want to know, do I want to do business with Christine? They don't want to know, the question isn't, do I want to do business with the company that she is, representing? Do I want to do business with her? Do I trust her? Do I like her? I want to know about her family and her kids and everything. And that's how they do business. Then when they get to the point where they're like, yeah, I'm going to do business with her. I like her. I like this person. Then they bring up the business and then you talk business. It happens quickly. The deal's closed quickly. And then they're your client forevermore. They don't, they're very loyal. They don't change. And so I don't know if that has changed for them culturally, but I relate that to video.
Right.
It's the same principle. People just don't want to hand out their money to anyone or any organization without understanding who the people are standing behind it and why it's important to them. And you can't communicate that very well without video.
Right. And it brings to mind, if you were in the business world or come from the business world at all, you'll hear a lot in marketing about the know, like, and trust factor. It's huge in the business, in business speak. That is what this is, but it's on a whole nother level. The bar has been raised and you either raise to the bar or you fall out. People just aren't going to do it. We have a changing of generations. We have the millennials who are very, very, very digital tech savvy generation.
Yes.
And the baby boomers, a lot of people think they are, but they are catching on to the tech savviness more than people are giving them credit for.
Absolutely.
And their expectation is no different than the millennial as far as connecting with people. They have seen all of this happen. And you think about when TVs came out, you couldn't connect with that. You saw, TV is just showing you stuff. Here's this, buy this. Here's this, you need this. Here's this is what's going on. There's never been another era where you have been able to present something and then ask the consumer, what do you think? Do you want to be part of this?
Yes.
How can we make this better? Like finally the consumer has a voice and people are utilizing it.
Yeah. It's so true. And something really cool that Melanie and I do is a brand workshop for nonprofits. And the really important thing in there is finding out really who you are as an organization so that you attract your tribe, right?
Yes.
We don't want to be fake. We want your organization to be who you are and to be real and authentic. Right. And then you will naturally attract the people who that's relevant, who that resonates with.
Yes.
And you do that once you figure out who you are.
Right.
Through video and engagement and some other tools. But man, we could talk about video for hours.
We could. As we were chatting, I came up with another really important way to use video. And I talk about this a lot, but model the people that you're, the nonprofits you feel are your competition, because there's really not. But the big guy, I would say the big guys. So again, I refer to, the nonprofit that I work heavily with, dealing with families and homelessness and really focusing on children. So I go out there and focus on who are the big players that are spending money on advertising and spending a lot of it, and how are they portraying helping children? Like how are they doing it? How much copy are they using? Do they put a lot of words with their pictures or just a few? And I start modeling that. But one of the ones that I was following, because the other thing I look at, and Google is my friend, like who are the nonprofits that are really standing out, just killing it in video? Like who are the big players? And one of them, you guys, if you're not sure how to do video, that has been my favorite so far, is Charity Water.
Charity Water.
Oh my gosh, they're so inventive
good.
And just, they are phenomenal with video. And one of the ways they were using video that I absolutely love, and I use this in my video workshop, is they closed down business one day. They hit a marker, and I want to say it was their 10-year. I could totally be wrong, but I think it was their 10-year. And they just closed down shop, and all they did that day was thank their donors. And they were doing videos for their donors. They would literally have a video that said, thank you, Mr. and Miss Smith. We know you biked 700 miles, for, like specifically to what that, I'm gonna cry right now.
They're fabulous.
It was amazing. These people hit it out of the park. They had costumes and backdrops, and they literally did thank you videos, and they had email campaigns, and they were making phone calls. But I was like, how powerful is that? Oh my gosh, that is just out of the park. So be creative. It doesn't need to be all about you. It can be, all your videos could be all about them.
And should be, actually.
They should. Mm-hmm. Yes, just knocking it out of the park. So, props to them.
Props. Charity Water.
Knocking it out of the park.
We love you.
We use you all the time in my workshops. But that just came to me as we were sitting here. Okay, so how do we go about doing these amazing videos, Christine? It's really not that hard.
No, you need a smartphone.
Yeah.
If you want to get a little mic, it helps improve the sound quality. They're easy. They're Bluetooth. You can do that.
It is. To be honest, I bought a mic that I used with the attorney, and then it has been more of a pain in the butt. The sound quality right now on the phones, for me, I don't think that you need one. It's more of a hassle.
Probably not.
Than it is. And if it's going to impede you from starting to do it, I wouldn't even
just
worry
pick up your phone.
No, we haven't had any issues.
Yeah. Idea, photo, video release. Start recording.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
We're going to have some links on the bottom as far as some things that she has said. A little tabletop tripod. I have used that. That's great to do kind of one-on-ones. We've done some live videos where we were keeping people up to date on where we were for like one-day campaigns, one-day fundraising campaigns. So I did a series of videos live videos throughout that day, which you guys, live videos, we'll do a whole nother episode, because that's a whole nother animal.
It is.
As far as maximizing that. But it's very handy to have if it's just you speaking to the camera, to have the little tripod. And then there's also a larger tripod that Christine has. It's actually like a full-size tripod. You could stand up on something. Yeah. And so if you're standing, you can shoot as well.
And it just has a little attachment that's built specifically for smartphones that so it's just a regular camera tripod with the little attachment. So we'll share links to those. These aren't affiliates for us. So this is just to help
save you from Googling, because I bought, like I said, tripods that were just crap. So I don't want you to waste money on those. Another thing, this is literally how great, like cell phone cases now. This one has like a kickstand. Do not feel ashamed if you're stacking like 17 books or whatever to get the right height. Mm-hmm. It's fine. Nobody knows. Who cares? Get some boxes. I've had hanging it off my computer monitor sometimes. You do what you need to do to just get it out, because no one sees any of that. Like, who cares?
And again, I think really the how is the easiest part of all of this that we've talked about. It's just turning on the phone and just talking.
Right.
And it's so simple, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's makeup, hair, clothes, anything. It just isn't that important. What's important is your content, what you say, that you have heart, that you feel it, that people can tell that you feel it.
Right. Don't read it, for crying out loud.
No.
Do not read anything. If you want to have a couple bullet points,
Yeah,
we have bullet points back here that to make sure we cover everything, but do not read anything, you guys, because if you do that and have someone else watch that, I'm telling you, you can tell right away people are reading. They know when you're not looking at the camera, even if your eyes are just above it, like right now, I bet you can tell I'm not looking at the camera because I'm not looking at the camera.
Plus, it's getting dark and we look blue, so it's probably hard to tell.
Smurf o'clock. Yeah. So, how's easy? Just start doing it. Yeah, the how's easy. It is. Don't make it harder than it is. So I think that wraps it up for episode 5. We're cruising right along with topics. So as always, if there's additional questions that you have about some of the things that we've covered today, or maybe we didn't dig in deep enough into something and you want some more information, feel free to comment. Shoot us an email. Meet me at the causcafe.com.
Yeah.
And we can answer that. If you guys have suggestions about other things that we could do topics on that we haven't done yet, we're always open to that. We want to be a resource for you. So we want to know what it is that you're struggling with or what you need more information on. And we will be happy to figure it out for you and share our expertise. And if we don't know it, we will find people that do and get them in front of you.
In fact, thanks for saying that, because we are going to start introducing some of our favorite guests, some of our digital marketer guests in the next little bit. So I think some of the upcoming episodes you'll love, absolutely love. So make sure you subscribe to the Cause Cafe, please share, and definitely leave us a review. It's really important for us.
Yes, especially starting.
Yeah, when you get
we're nobodies right now. In the podcasting world.
Only in the podcasting world. The people that know us know that we got some marketing chops when it comes to digital marketing and even traditional.
We get our brains picked a lot. So we're happy to be able to give that back to a space that really needs it.
I agree. All right. Well, that's it. It's a wrap.
I think we're signing off. All right. See you guys later. Bye.